What's going on, everybody? It is time to talk about this week's top indie comics on New Comic Book Day. This coming week, I am so excited about all of the comics on this list. There's a lot of them. It's going to be on April 12th this week that we're seeing these books release. And I think I have about 25 comics on my pull list this week, which is absolute insanity. I know. Summer ending, so that will clear up my pull list a little bit. I'm starting to scale it down slowly, month by month, but it it's a good week for reading comics, and so I had trouble getting it down to just 10. I instead have 12 comics on the list here, and I'm going to talk about them all. We're just going to start at 12 and work our way down to 1. And number 12 on the list is coming from Blood Moon Comics. It's a brand new series called Hone of Orcs. One of four-issue miniseries here from Nahuel S.B., who is writing and drawing this book. It's been too long since the first battle between orcs and elves. The so called War of 1,000 Years brought a dark outcome to the orc kingdom, whose inhabitants are born weaker and die faster with each new generation. Hone, a young orc girl who encounters this bleak scenario, decides to build an army to strike at the heart of the problem. In order to survive, orcs must once again face the elf empire and reclaim the rightful place they've lost in the Mystic Lands. This one looks like a cool new fantasy story coming out of Blood Moon Comics, so I'm excited to check it out and see how it is. Next up, number 11 from AWA, we've got Red Zone, number 2 of 4 from Cullen Bunn and Mike Diodato Jr., with Raza again doing a very interesting cover A here for this story. Randall Crane, an unassuming American professor of Russian and Slavic studies at NYU, is called in by the US government for a secret international mission back to Russia, where his long buried secrets come to light. When his support team of commandos is ambushed and killed, it's up to Randall to fight his way out of Russia using his particular set of skills. That is the number 11 pick. Number 10, we've got from Ablaze Publishing, Traveling to Mars. Issue number 5 from Mark Russell and Roberto Melli. On his one-way trip to Mars, Roy reminisces on the greatest big-mouth bass who ever lived and discovers that he is not alone in space. I have just been enjoying the hell out of this sci-fi story here, and not just a sci-fi story, but a really introspective story that really, yeah, gets you thinking. And all the humor that Mark throws into his stories is always phenomenal, and this story right here is no exception to that. Number 9 on the list, we are going to Vault Comics for Nightfall Double Feature, issue number 3 from Tim Daniel, Daniel Kraus, David Andre, Christian, and Man House. We've got the double feature, so 2 stories. We got the third part of Cemeterians and Denizens. In Cemeterians, as the world's cemeteries erupt in bizarre earthquakes, Ivy and Alan flee the riot-torn city to ask a long-dead Civil War lieutenant what has happened to the afterlife. Soon, they see for themselves as something monstrous emerges from the soil. And in Denizen, Helene's already fragmented mind continues to splinter when she is haunted by terrible visions of her past. The dagger's deadly power reveals itself to Maya. Lily discovers the key to saving her mother, but a throng of desert specters stand in her way. With Richard powerless to stop them, Helene and Maya enter the camper, perhaps to fall under the power of the dark denizen that lurks inside forever. Number 8 on the list. We're sticking with Vault Comics, and we're going to Barbaric Hell to Pay. Number 3 from Michael Moresi and Nathan Gooden. A new player has entered the field. Sarah, Soren's mentor. Is she good? Is she evil? What the hell is the deal with those chains? Meanwhile, Owen, Deadheart, and Frogley go on a heist quest like Ocean's 11, but in hell. All right, that is our number 8 pick this week. Number 7, we have the last issue of Know Your Station. Know Your Station number 5 from Sarah Gailey and Liana Kangas, coming from Boom Studios. And this team has been putting together an incredible murder mystery in space. It's so good. It's so good. And there are such like fun little things thrown into the story that guys, if you saw our interview with Sarah and Liana, you know what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for space slides in this issue. If it happens, I am going to cry and die laughing. But if not, I still think this is going to wrap up in such a cool way, and we're gonna finally know what's going on here. Elise's investigations finally reveal who is at the end of the trail of blood and the complex motivations behind the murders. However, chaos ensues as the true killer shows their face with bloody results. Number 6 on the list this week is going to Image Comics for Black Cloak. Number 4 from Kelly Thompson and Meredith McLaren. I am in love with this story. It is so good and would probably be my number 1 pick every week if there weren't other new really good books coming out that I want to spotlight even more so because they're just starting. But God, it's so good. A break in the case may have come too late as things heat up for Black Cloak's Essex and Pax, forcing Essex to face her past and confront it head on, quite literally. Mermaids mourn, Black Cloaks dig, and worlds threaten to collide, which maybe isn't the worst thing. Number 5 on the list, we're going to stick with Image Comics for Stoneheart, issue number 2 from Emma Kubert. The cute and vivacious Shade Whisper falls down an emotional rabbit hole when her small facade of a world crumbles beneath her, revealing unanswered questions, unusual new characters, and unique red magic. I'm so excited for more of this story because issue 1 was fantastic. Emma's art is so good, and the fantasy storytelling that we're getting is phenomenal. I met Emma and got her to sign a copy of my Stoneheart number 1 recently, and had her do this awesome "Something Is Killing the Children" sketch of Erica. Just so cool. Great time at MegaCon there. And I'm excited for more of this story. Number 4 on the list, we're going to Sumerian Comics for Never Ender Final Duel. Number 1 of 3 from Devon Craft. We're finally getting to that last arc of Never Ender here. A year is 2x19, and due to breakthroughs in artificial accelerants, mankind has taken to the stars. At the edge of civilization, the dominant sport is a civilized sword duel to the death. Top 5 fighters are protected by Saguaro, a talented and tenacious duelist. Team Egolite is forced to choose which direction to fight after Merrick openly criticizes the Colonial Republic after his previous duel. Dice and Kino equip Neverender for the endgame. Number 3 on the list, we're going to Whatnot Publishing for Griffin, issue number 1 of 3 from Ben Kahn and Bruno Hidalgo. Series artist Bruno Hidalgo is known for his work on Ignatz Award-nominated series Heavenly Blues and offers an original cover design for Griffin. And Ben sent me a copy of Griffin number 1, an advanced copy to check out and review. I have that review up on the You Promised Me Comics website. It is so good. It is a fight against tyranny in space, and it is done so well. It's got great representation in it, and it's just a hell of a time. In the distant future, mankind has taken to the stars spread across the galaxy. They've encountered hundreds of worlds, met dozens of species, and crushed them all in the iron fist of humanity. Humans now reign over the Milky Way as a fascist empire known as the Sovereign Reach. And their most feared soldier is the merciless Captain Lila Griffin. 6 months ago, they disappeared. 1 week ago, they returned, changed, radicalized to bring down the empire they once served. Now, Captain Griffin has a new mission to recruit a crew of rogue officers and mad scientists and set fire to the galaxy, no matter how many get burnt along the way. There are some previews pages up also on the Previews World website that you can check out. My number 2 pick is going to Exorcists Never Die from Steve Orlando and Sebastian Perez. This one looks amazing. I'm so excited. Sebastian's art looks like it's leveled up yet again. And in this one, we have Sid Miller and Ellen Blair are the world's two premier combat exorcists. The only problem, after a nuclear breakup years ago, they can't stand each other. But when the biggest soul auction in history kicks off beneath Los Angeles, Sid and Ellen have no choice but to come together to raid the Hell Scraper, an infernal tower going straight down into Earth. With thousands of souls on the line, Sid and Ellen must fight their way to the bottom or die trying. Also has previews pages up on the website. I am so excited for this and I cannot wait to check it out. Number one pick this week going to Scout Comics. For All the Devils Are Here. Number one, a one shot from Jared Lujan and Matt Harding with a new cover from Marco Fontanelli on it. I love this story. I'm working on a review for this right now. It should be up later this week before New Comic Book Day. And this is what it's about. Joe is an elderly dementia patient that becomes possessed by a powerful demon. In order to save him, an unconventional and mysterious exorcist, J.C. Garcia, must venture into his mind. Once inside, he finds far more than he bargained for, an ever-changing hellscape created by a fusion of Morris's and the demon's memories that brings JC face to face with his own traumatic past. All the Devils Are Here reinvents the exorcism story with a unique emotional tale about the power of love, loss, and memory. It is a very emotional tale. It is also a very hellishly creative tale that it's heartwarming, it's bonkers, and it's a great, great story. So if you are looking for a cool, complete one shot, I think it's about 44 pages long for $5.99 price tag. Go check out All the Devils Are Here from Scout Comics. And that is my top 10 list there. That is the 12 list, top 12 list today, because that's not even half the comics I am picking up this week. There are so many that I wanted to throw into this list because I love them all and I can't really ever pick my favorites, but this is my favorites as far as I can go this week. So top 12 coming out at you in this video, and go check out all of these. Go check out everything coming out this week because there's a lot of cool stuff. As always, collect what you love. See you next time.